Testing. Let's see. All right. So I'm up here in Cincinnati, Ohio right now, and having a good time hurrying up to wait. So I had a load. I picked it up early, and that was fine because got a chance to rest and work on some stuff yesterday. But this the place where I'm dropping off at, it's taking forever to unload us. And so since they're Charles Calhoun, hey, what's going on? Brayton, what's going on, boy? How you feeling? So the place where I'm at is taking forever for me to get unloaded. And it seems like they don't know what they're doing. But anyway, I wanted to talk today about avoiding dead zones and freight dead zones because I'm doing good, Brayton. I'm doing good. What's going on, Hustle the Trucker? Hustle the Trucker. Yeah, so I want to talk to you today about avoiding freight zones, basically dead zones, because a lot of people call me all the time, and let me turn this around. Okay, so a lot of people call me all the time. They're calling me. What I'm hearing is, okay, I took a load to Colorado, and there's no freight in Colorado, or I took a load to Texas, or I took a load to North Dakota, or I took a load to Maine, or I took a load to Idaho. You know, like certain places you do not need to go. Okay, so for whatever time of year it is, you need to be aware of the time of year that it is, like right now, or whether it's in the summertime, or whether it's in the wintertime, or if it's chain season or something like that. Because if you, let's say, like if you go somewhere, let's say like if it's a load paying a grip of money, like I just seen a load yesterday paying like, or today, paying $7,000 to go to Idaho. Okay, so the load is paying $7,000 to go to Idaho. If you don't have any chains, you're gonna need chains. Also, you're gonna need there's not gonna be anywhere to anywhere to go pick up any freight out that way, because that's a non-producing state, unless it's you got potatoes or whatever, and more than likely you're gonna need a van for that. And so you just have to pick and choose and see what you really want to haul and where you're really trying to haul at. And then let's say like if you get something like I learned this lesson right here let's say I think it was December, when I took a load out to the oil field way out there beside New Mexico, and there's nothing out there coming back, and you'll be sitting out there for days trying to find something to come back, or you're gonna have to deadhead to the place to where you can find something. And so remember, when you're deadheading, that's you gotta think about your deadhead miles, plus you gotta think about, okay, if I deadhead 500 miles from one of them places where I'm delivering to, that's a whole day worth of work that you're gonna be missing. And so you at least want to make sure that you're trying to do $1,500 a day. If you can do $1,500 a day, you can be good. Sometimes you can do that, sometimes you won't be able to do that. But a minimum that you want to shoot for is $1,500 a day. Now, if it's a load that's paying you, let's say $10,000 or some outrageous number to go from one side of the country to the other side of the country, and you can go out there, then get something coming back, and you can deadhead back, or deadhead to a place to where you could go find something at, then deadhead deadhead, it's gonna make some sense. But it don't make no sense to get a load going down from let's say Chicago to Miami, Florida for $2 a mile. Like that don't make any sense. Like they're gonna have to jack that, which I don't never see anything coming from Chicago or around that area paying no $2 a mile anyway. So if they give you, if you find a load on the load board to where it's paying $2 a mile or something like that to go some long way, and it's going to a dead zone, and when you look on your load, when you look on the load board, and you do like 150-mile radius or a 200-mile radius or whatever your radius is, and it says 0 up there, you better make sure that you do some more calculations and make sure it's worth where you're going to make sure you can get out of there. Because if you can't get out of there, you're gonna be stuck and you're gonna be wasting a day. Even if it and that goes for also, it goes for weekend loads. If you get a load and a load is paying like I sent a load the other day that was paying $5,400. Okay, it was going 700 miles, but the load had to be picked up. The load had to be picked up. Then it had to go somewhere else to be inspected, and then you could have got to the place in like another day or two. But if you wouldn't have got there on Friday in time, that means you would have had to sit on the load until Monday. So that right there, it wouldn't have been worth it. And you're driving on the highway, you never know what could happen. They could shut the highway down. It could be wrecks, construction, or whatever. So you don't want to be stuck anywhere trying to. You don't want to be stuck anywhere trying to find out what you're gonna be doing, and and now that $5,000, it turns into like no money at all because you're having to wait. If you got a goal that you're trying to meet. A particular goal that you're trying to meet every day, and you want to make sure that while you're on the road that you're making money, even on the weekend. And so if you can get something and it's paying good money to go from one place to the other, and especially like when you're doing flatbed or step deck and stuff like that, right there, most people don't work on the weekend. You travel on the weekend, but most people don't load you. 90%, 95% of people don't load you on the weekends, and so you need to make sure that you avoid those dead zones. Also, you need to make sure that you make sure that your dollars make sense. Also, the last thing, then I'm be out of here. I answer some questions, then I'll be out of here. But the last thing is this right here. Don't look at the gross number. Okay? Do not look at the gross number. A lot of people, they look at the gross number and they say, man, this load paying $5,000 right here, man. But yeah, you had to go from the top of Maine all the way over to California. That's not worth no $5,000. Or you had to go from the top of Washington all the way up there by Canada, and you got to go all the way to Miami, Florida for $5,000. That is not worth it. So don't be just looking at the gross number. You got to look at the rate per mile, because you want your rate per mile to be a large number. You want like me. I'm not looking at nothing for less than $3 a mile. Okay, and I've been getting stuff for like $4 and something a mile. So you want to find something that's you want to look at that rate per mile, because you want to go less miles, and you want to do less miles and have hold on for a minute. Okay, so you want to do less miles and have more money. Okay, so less miles, more money. And so if I can get something that's 300 miles, it's paying me $1,500, I'm winning. If I can get something if I can get something that's let's say even 500 miles. I don't like to do more than 500 miles in a day, 500 or 600, you know, for no less than $1,500, because then you start getting over into your next day, and once you get over into that next day, you know, if you can't find nothing in time, and if it's a late delivery, you can't find nothing in time, man, you're gonna be up the creek without a paddle. So you want to make sure that you know, that the stuff that you're doing, it makes sense. Don't be looking at the gross number and saying, man, you know, this load paying $3,000 for me to go from Miami to Tucson, Arizona. Now you get out to Tucson and you end up making $300 off the load, because you don't have to spend money in fuel, and they done paid you $1.50 a mile to take a load that's 45,000 pounds, and it's killing your fuel while you're going out there. That's, you know, like, you need to think about things like that. And so let me look at some refresh. All right, let me look at this. Anybody got any questions on that? Anybody got any questions? David, what's going on? Big Chuckles. What's going on? Charles Pugh. What's crack-a-lacking? Good to see you too, man. I was stuck in Newport News for 2 days. What were you doing in Newport News? Charles Brayton said you go slot a lot of places. Yeah, I go a lot of places. Hey, Boogie, Landstar Agent here. Love your videos. Keep it up, man. Hey, man, I appreciate it too. Yeah, Big Chuckles. Yeah, you always want to think about that net. So after like, it can be like $5,000. It can be like $2,300. It could be, you know, $1,000. You know, but you want to make sure that you think about that net. You want to make sure that you're thinking about the net, and you know, after Landstar takes their percentage plus, but see, like, you should already work out. You should know that number. Like, what's the number that you can't take no freight for? You know, there should be a bottom line. Like, I'm not taking no freight for less than $2.18 a mile or something. If you're in a van trailer, or if you're doing flatbed, I'm not taking nothing for less than $2.75 per mile. You know, there should be a bottom line that you're taking for the number that you're taking. You know, you should know that. And so when you start knowing that, your numbers will start adding up. You'll be like, oh, okay, I did this, I did that, I did this. So you want to think about all that stuff. Does Landstar sell their old trailers? I don't know if they sell them or not. What up, Red Dog Hauler? So that's all I wanted to tell you about. I want to tell you about those 3 things right there. Make sure that and I'm going live again tonight too. So I wanted to tell you about make sure that you stay out of those dead zones, places where you're not going to get no freight out of, and you're going to have to deadhead. You know, unless it's paying you enough money to deadhead and enough money for your next day that you're gonna have to be coming up out of there, you need to stay out of those areas. Number 2, you need to make sure that you watch your don't just look at the gross number. Make sure that you're watching, you know, your rate per mile, and see how many miles it is. Like me personally, I hate taking stuff that's like 800 miles. Or 700 miles, stuff that I can't do in a day, or stuff that's gonna mess up a half a day. So I don't even usually look at that stuff, because I don't want to take nothing that's gonna mess up half of my day to where I can't go book nothing else. If I can't go book, especially if it got a late delivery, I don't even want to be on it. Red Dog, yeah, man, what's going on? I keep the videos coming. I'm going live again tonight. I'm trying to see if I'm gonna put together a video or if I'm gonna go live. So yeah, I'm going live again tonight with some very encouraging information. So make sure you like, subscribe, comment on the channel, and I appreciate you guys. What was the 3rd thing I talked about? What was the 3 things I talked about? Number 1, it was staying out of the dead zones. So that's what you want to. You want to stay out of those dead zones. Number 2, help me out, y'all. Y'all help me out. I said stay out of the dead zones. Number 2, is watch your rate per mile. Number 3 is what? Help me out. What is it? Number 3. Stay out of the dead zones. Let's go over it again. Man, okay. I should have wrote this down. Stay out of those dead zones. Watch your rate per mile. And somebody will write it down. Put it in the comment section. Help somebody out so I don't have to go back over it again. Somebody said if you're willing to slap some placards on your truck, you can get... Hold up. Okay, you can get out of a lot of dead areas. Hey, that may be true. I got placards on my truck. I keep placards on my truck. I need to put some more placard holders on there. I need to put some more placard holders on there, but I got placards on my truck, and I want to make sure that I'm, you know, just available for all different types of loads, you know, in different places and stuff like that. So, matter of fact, I had a hazmat load the other day coming from Ohio going down to North Carolina. And so make sure that you're available for, you know, make sure that that you got the opportunity to, you know, do what you can do. And make sure you got the opportunity to haul the loads that you need to haul so that you can be the best that you can be so you can make the money that you need to make. So, I'm going to let y'all go. It's been real. It's been fun. And I think it's been real fun. Holla at your boy when you see me in the street. This your boy, L Boogie. I'm in Cincinnati right now. My way. After I get unloaded to Indianapolis, Indiana, then I got to go to Maryland. So, hopefully I don't spend the weekend in Maryland. But if I do, it's cool, because that load I got going to Maryland is paying enough money. It's going to be groovy. So, I'm going to be in Baltimore, son. I'm be in Baltimore, Maryland, son. So, yeah. All right, I got somebody get ready to come talk to me.